Welcome to our exciting video Elizabeth II 20-cent coin from the years 1977, 1981, 1982, 1999, and 2001. This applies to Australian and New Zealand coins, as both countries feature Queen Elizabeth II on their coinage. This script assumes the focus is on the Australian 20-cent coin, which is more widely collected and circulated. Today we're diving into the fascinating history of the Australian 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, focusing on the years 1977, 1981, 1982, 1999, and 2001, exploring their design, circulation, and value in different conditions. Let's get started. First step, 1977, Elizabeth II 20-cent coin, Australia. In the vibrant mosaic of Australian numismatics, the 1977 20-cent coin bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II stands as a piece not only of monetary history, but also of cultural and symbolic significance. More than just pocket change, this coin tells a story of national identity, regal continuity, and post-decimal coinage in the latter half of the 20th century. Australia transitioned from the pound system to decimal currency on the 14th of February 1966. Introducing a new series of coins. Among them was the 20-cent piece, which replaced the 1 florin coin worth 2 shillings. The 20-cent coin featured a platypus, one of Australia's most iconic and elusive creatures. By 1977, Australia had fully adopted the decimal system, and coins had become an integral part of daily life. The 1977 20-cent coin continued the tradition of showcasing national fauna, and bore the image of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by Arnold Machina Design, used from 1966 to 1984. That year, 1977, also marked Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, the 25th anniversary of her accession to the throne. Although no special 20-cent commemorative issue was struck that year to mark the event, the coin still reflected her enduring presence. The 1977 20-cent coin was minted by the Royal Australian Mint, located in Canberra, the nation's capital. This mint was established specifically for the purpose of striking Australia's decimal coinage. The coin was part of a broader monetary system designed for nationwide use from the remote outback to the bustling cities of Sydney and Melbourne. It circulated alongside coins such as the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, and 50-cent pieces, as well as the paper dollar. Features Queen Elizabeth II, crowned and facing right. Portrait by Arnold Markin, used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. Inscription, Elizabeth to Australia 1977, designed by Stuart Devlin, a master goldsmith and jeweler. Features a detailed depiction of a platypus swimming underwater, surrounded by ripples, with the denomination 20. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Cupra-nickel diameter, 28.52 ohm. Weight, 11.31 grams. Age, milled mintage, approximately 26.8 million 20-cent coins were minted in 1977. It was issued for general circulation and had no special mint mark, commemorative versions, or variants. That year. As a high mintage issue, it was a common sight in pockets, purses, and registers across the nation. The value of the 1977 20-cent coin greatly depends on its condition, which ranges from heavily circulated to uncirculated or even proof condition. Coins that have been in use, showing wear from handling. Common characteristics: dollar luster, scratches, worn edges, flattened platypus design. In circulated condition, 20 cents to 50 cents odd only. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition may fetch closer to $1. Coins that have never been used and retain full mint luster, sharp details with no signs of wear, often sourced from mint sets or collector hoards. Uncirculated MS60, MS63, $2 to $5 note. The 1977 coin was not struck as a standalone proof, but was part of official mint and proof sets released by the Royal Australian Mint. While the 1977 20-cent coin is not considered rare, collectors often include it in full-year sets or as part of an Elizabeth II decimal coin series. Its value lies more in completeness, condition, and historical interest than in scarcity. Popular among beginner collectors and decimal currency enthusiasts. Valuable as part of a 1977 complete coin set, especially to mark the Silver Jubilee year. The platypus design on the reverse has never changed since its introduction in 1966. It symbolizes Australia's unique wildlife and continues to be featured on the standard 20-cent coin to this day. The 1977 Australian 20-cent coin, with Queen Elizabeth II's serene profile and the enduring image of the platypus, encapsulates a time of royal celebration and modern Australian identity. Though common in circulation, its story is uncommon, tying together imperial legacy, national symbolism, and a snapshot of daily life in 1970s Australia. Whether tucked away in a change jar or polished in a collector's album, this coin remains a subtle but shining piece of Australia's monetary heritage. Would you like me to generate images, a valuation table, or a PDF version of this script? Next up, 1982 Elizabeth II 20-cents coin Australian issue. The 1982 Australian 20-cents coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and a distinctive Australian motif on the reverse, is an important representation of modern Australian currency. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin reflects not only the economic conditions of early 1980s Australia, but also the nation's ties to the British Commonwealth and its own growing cultural identity. Country: Australia. Continent: Oceania. Mint: Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Year of issue: 1982. Geopolitical context: Australia in 1982 was a stable constitutional monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II. The country was asserting its own identity globally while maintaining strong historical links to the United Kingdom. Economically, Australia was recovering from the global recessions of the 1970s, and inflation concerns persisted into the early 80s. Denomination: 20 cents. Ord composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Cupronickel diameter: 28.5 to thickness, 2.50 weight, 11.31 grams. Edge: milled shape. Round the obverse features the iconic effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor. This portrait was first used on Australian coins starting in 1966 and continued through the early 1980s. Elizabeth to Australia 1982. This design showcases the monarch facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbol of regality and tradition. The reverse features the Australian platypus, an animal endemic to Australia and symbolic of the country's unique biodiversity. Designed by Stuart Devlin, who was the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The platypus is shown swimming through stylized water, a dynamic and detailed rendering that has made this coin popular with collectors. No mint marks were typically used on circulation 20-cent coins during this period. Mintage: approximately 49.5 million. Coins were minted in 1982 for general circulation. These coins were widely circulated throughout Australia. In the 1980s and 1990s, they remain legal tender and can still occasionally be found in circulation today, though many have been withdrawn or collected. The 1980 to 20 cents coin is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1966. When Australia moved from the pound system to the dollar system, this change was a monumental shift in Australian monetary history and reflected a modernization of the economy. By 1982, decimal coinage was well established, and coins like the 20 cents were integral to everyday transactions. The year 1982 itself did not feature any major coinage reform, but it was a standard issue year during Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. Typical grade: fine F2, very fine VF. Value: approximately 20 cents odd to $1 AUD, depending on where heavily circulated coins have mostly sentimental or face value. For general collectors, MS62, MS65 may fetch $3 to $10, or the MS66 and above can reach $15 to $25 AUD or more, especially if the coin has full luster, no bag marks, and is sharply struck. Proof versions: no general proof version was released for public sale in 1982. However, special mint sets may include high-grade specimens. The quality of strike reverse details on the platypus especially, absence of contact marks and scratches, strong cartwheel luster and original mint finish centering and edge quality. No major mint errors are officially catalogued for the 1982 20-cent coin, though collectors have occasionally found off-center strikes. Clipped planchets cracksties are relatively rare and can increase the value significantly, depending on severity and visibility. Although now over 40 years old, the 1982 20-cent coin remains a tangible connection to Australia's numismatic past. With Queen Elizabeth II's passing in 2022, Earlier coinage bearing her image has garnered increased interest among collectors, as Australia gradually transitions to coins bearing King Charles III's effigy. Older Elizabeth II coins are becoming more historically poignant. The 1982 Elizabeth II 20-cent coin stands as a symbol of Australian sovereignty, craftsmanship, and identity during a formative decade. With a blend of regal portraiture and native wildlife imagery, it bridges tradition and local pride. Whether as a nostalgic artifact of daily commerce or a preserved uncirculated piece in a numismatic collection, this coin continues to hold value, both monetary and cultural, well into the 21st century. Would you like this formatted as a printable collector's guide or turned into a narrated video script? Next up, Elizabeth 20-cent coin from 1999. The Elizabeth 20-cent coin from 1999 is a denomination that has been issued by several countries within the Commonwealth realm that feature Queen Elizabeth II on their coinage. The coin you're likely referring to is from New Zealand, where the 20-cent coin has been a part of the currency system for decades and prominently features Queen Elizabeth II's effigy on the obverse. Queen Elizabeth II has been a consistent figure on many coins from Commonwealth countries since her ascension to the throne in 1952. New Zealand, being a constitutional monarchy within the Commonwealth, has featured her portrait on its coins, reflecting the nation's constitutional ties to the British Crown. In 1999, New Zealand was well into a decimal currency system established in 1967, where 1 New Zealand dollar equals 100 cents. The 20-cent coin, therefore, is a fundamental part of everyday monetary transactions in the country. Obverse. The obverse of the 1999 New Zealand 20-cent coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. The portrait used in this period was designed by Ian Rank Broadley, a British sculptor whose design came into use in 1998 and remained for many years. This portrait shows the Queen wearing a tiara, presenting a dignified and realistic depiction of her at that time. Reverse. The reverse typically displays a Maori carving motif or native flora, symbolic of New Zealand heritage, but for the 20-cent coin specifically, the image is of a Maori carving or other culturally significant design. The reverse design pays homage to the indigenous people and cultural identity of New Zealand. Material. The coin is composed of copper nickel CuNe, a durable alloy chosen for circulation coins due to its corrosion resistance and longevity. Dimensions. It measures approximately 21.08 millimeters in diameter and weighs around 4 grams, making it a medium-sized coin, suitable for everyday use. The 20-cent coin from 1999 was widely circulated within New Zealand. It was an important denomination used for everyday transactions, from buying groceries to public transport fares. Due to its common use, it was minted in large quantities and distributed through banks and businesses across the country. Circulation. Context. In 1999. By 1999, New Zealand had a modern economy with well-established monetary practices. Coins such as the 20 cents were crucial for cash transactions, especially smaller purchases where paper currency was impractical. Because it is a low-denomination coin, the 20-cent coin typically sees a lot of wear and tear during circulation, often resulting in noticeable scratches, nicks, and loss of luster over time. The condition of coins is a critical aspect for collectors, and coins generally fall into 2 broad categories. Appearance. The coin in circulated condition usually shows signs of wear due to handling, friction against other coins, and general use. You might see smoothing on the high points of the Queen's portrait, dulling of the metal, minor scratches, and sometimes discoloration or tarnish. Value. Circulated coins from 1999, especially 20 cents, are quite common and generally hold low collector value unless there is a rare minting error or other unique feature. Common signs: flattened details on the Queen's tiara, worn lettering, slight discoloration, and surface abrasions. Appearance. An uncirculated coin looks as it did when it came fresh from the mint. It has full detail, no wear marks, sharp edges, and a bright luster. The surface will be clean without scratches or handling marks. Mint state. MS coins are graded on a scale from MS60 to MS70, with MS70 being perfect with no flaws. For the 1999 Elizabeth 20-cent coin, uncirculated examples are prized by collectors because they capture the coin's original beauty. Value. Uncirculated coins generally command higher prices among collectors than circulated ones. The exact premium depends on demand, rarity, and condition. Storage. Collectors keep these coins in protective holders to maintain their pristine condition. Commonality: the 1999 20-cent coin is generally a common date in New Zealand's coin series, so typical circulated examples are of modest value. Collector interest: interest rises for uncirculated examples. Proof sets, or coins with minting errors such as mistrikes or unusual die cracks, circulated around face value or slightly above, depending on condition. Uncirculated can be valued anywhere from a few dollars to potentially higher in numismatic markets, if certified by grading authorities. The Elizabeth 20-cent coin from 1999 is a notable piece of New Zealand's coinage, reflecting both the country's heritage and its ties to the British monarchy through Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. Made from durable copper-nickel alloy and featuring cultural embori designs, it was a coin meant for everyday use, thus widely circulated and showing typical signs of wear. However, uncirculated specimens preserve the coin's full detail and luster, making them prized by collectors, whether for historical study, collection, or everyday monetary history. This coin embodies a unique intersection of geography, culture, and royal symbolism at the close of the 20th century. If you want, I can also help find information about coins from other countries featuring Elizabeth II from 1999 or details on specific eras and grading services. Would you like that? 1981 Elizabeth II 20-cent coin. In 1981, amidst global economic transitions and the technological evolution of minting practices, Australia produced one of its most common yet historically interesting coins, the Elizabeth II 20-cent coin. Although it may appear modest in monetary value, this coin encapsulates a rich story of design, production, and place within Australian culture and currency history. Australia's decimal currency system was introduced on the 14th of February 1966, replacing the pound with a dollar. The 20-cent coin was part of the new lineup, and it quickly became one of the most heavily circulated denominations. By 1981, Australia had been minting decimal coins for 15 years. The early 1980s were marked by economic challenges globally, such as inflation and recessions. In Australia, this period saw increased demand for coins, which led to the outsourcing of coin production, particularly for high circulation denominations such as the 20-cent piece. The 1981 20-cent coin is especially notable because, unlike many other years, the Royal Australian Mint could not meet demand alone. To fill the gap, additional coins were minted in Canada. There were three major varieties of the 1981 20-cent coin: Royal Mint London, UK. Though sometimes confused, UK minting did not officially strike 20-cent coins in 1981, only the RAM and RCM versions are confirmed. Key specifications of the 1981 20-cent coin: composition 75% copper, 25% nickel cupronickel, weight 11.31 grams, diameter 28.5 to a medge. Mill designer obverse Arnold Markin, portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Designer reverse Stuart Devlin. Platypus design: the platypus on the reverse symbolizes Australia's unique wildlife and environmental theme common in Australian numismatic design. The obverse features the second official effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was introduced in 1966 and was used on Australian coins until 1984. Machin's portrayal shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right. His design is known for its dignity, grace, and classical elegance. The reverse, designed by Stuart Devlin, depicts a platypus swimming through rippling water. Devlin, an Australian goldsmith and silversmith, was the official coin designer for the decimal series. The platypus design was chosen to reflect Australia's rich natural heritage and its status as a unique animal found only in Australia. The 1981 20-cent coin was struck in massive quantities, making it one of the most common Australian coins of the era. Royal Australian Mint, approximately 40 million. Coins Royal Canadian Mint, approximately 50 million coins. Exact figures debated due to the Canadian minting. Some coins show distinct characteristics, such as slightly different strike pressure, marginal design detail, variation differences in metal, luster and finish. Contours sometimes distinguish between Canberra and Canadian strikes based on rim thickness and detail sharpness, though they are officially the same coin. In uncirculated condition, 1981 20-cent coins are generally abundant due to the large mintage, but quality examples, especially from original mint rolls or collector sets, retain interest. Uncirculated value OD $1 to $5 depending on grade and variety. Brilliant uncirculated boo or specimen quality examples may reach AUD $10 to $20. High-grade slabbed coins, for example, MS65 Plus, can command higher premium ski identifiers for uncirculated coins. Sharp relief in the Queen's portrait and platypus for bright, lustrous surfaces with no signs of wear. Mint-set packaging, if applicable, in circulation. These coins show typical signs of wear, flattening of high-relief areas, especially on the Queen's hair and the platypustal or darkened surfaces. Edge dings or contact marks. Face value 20 cents. Condition impact. Coins in extremely fine EF condition may be worth around 50 cents $1, depending on the market, though not as famous as other era coins. 1981 20-cent pieces can exhibit minor varieties, such as these are rare and can be worth significantly more, depending on severity and eye appeal. Some collectors specifically seek Canadian strike varieties, identified by broader rims or subtle design differences. While not a rare coin, the 1981 20-cent is a popular target for collectors completing year sets or studying minting differences. Its Canadian connection adds international flavor to its appeal. Collector's value, Canadian versus Canberra strike, comparison. Examples: die varieties or eras. The 1981 coin represents a time when Australia relied on foreign mints, showing the international interconnectedness of currency production, though it may rest quietly in many a coin jar or wallet. The 1981 Elizabeth II 20-cent coin tells a dynamic story of Australian identity, minting history, and global collaboration. From its dignified portrait of a reigning monarch to the sleek depiction of the platypus, it is a coin that blends artistry, utility, and story in a single metallic piece. Whether circulated or preserved in brilliant condition, this coin is a lasting emblem of Australia's modern numismatic heritage. Would you like a printable version of this script or a breakdown for a presentation or video narration? The Last Step 2001 Elizabeth II 20-cent coin from Australia. Ideal for. In 2001, Australia issued a 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse part of the nation's regular decimal currency series, introduced in 1966. This coin bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank, broadly introduced in 1999 and used on Australian coins until 2019. The reverse shows the iconic platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin, a master craftsman and goldsmith to the Queen. The platypus, one of Australia's most unique native animals, represents the country's rich biodiversity. Geographically, the coin was minted for circulation throughout Australia by the Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Australia's 20-cent coins are made from cupronickel to 75% copper and 25% nickel and weigh 11.3 grams, diameter 28.5 to thickness 2.50 weight, 11.3 grams composition. Cupronickel. In 2001, approximately 118 million of these coins were minted for circulation, making them common but still collectible in high grades. A circulated 2001 20-cent coin is usually worth face value or slightly more, around 25 cents to $1 AUD, depending on where. However, an uncirculated coin in mint state such as MS65 or higher can fetch $3 to $10 AUD or more, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. While not rare, the 2001 Elizabeth II 20-cent coin remains a staple for Australian decimal collectors and a symbol of a monarch whose reign spanned over 70 years. Whether you find one in change or in a collection, the 2001 20-cent coin is a tiny but enduring piece of Australia's numismatic and royal history. Let me know if you'd like a version tailored for a YouTube short or TikTok voiceover.